Unrivaled agility and SDN's managed cybersecurity services help Hank connect and serve all of his.
The regular season is over and the road to Brookings begins tonight for 8 teams in Class 11 AAA. Good afternoon from Howard Field in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and welcome to this presentation of the 2019 South Dakota High School Football Playoffs on the Howard Field YouTube channel, KLRN, Sports Replay, and the NFHS Network. My name is Brent Bowen, and I am joined tonight by Riley Tufts. We are a part of the Roosevelt High School Sports Broadcast team. Over the next few hours, 4 teams will earn the opportunity to play in next week's semifinal round of the Class 11 AAA playoffs. In today's first game at Howard Field, the top-seeded Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders will face the 8th seed Watertown Arrows. Later, the 2nd-seeded Sioux Falls Lincoln Patriots will meet in an in-city rival game with the 7th seed Sioux Falls Washington Warriors. Other quarterfinal round games include the number 3-seeded Brandon Valley Lynx hosting the number 6 seed Rapid City Stevens. The 4th seed O'Gorman will meet the 5th seed Harrisburg at O'Gorman. The Rough Riders earned the top seed last week by defeating Sioux Falls Washington 38-7. Both the Riders and Sioux Falls Lincoln finished the regular season with an overall records of 8-1. Roosevelt won the tiebreaker as a result of its 35-17 win over the Patriots on September 6th. The Arrows, who entered tonight's game with a 2-7 overall record, edged the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles for the 8th seed after posting a 44-41 double overtime win over the Golden Eagles last week in their final game of the regular season. Tonight's game will be the second meeting of the season between Sioux Falls Roosevelt and Watertown. The Rough Riders defeated the Arrows 64-16 October 18th at Howard Field. It's time to meet the starting lineups. You are watching Sioux Falls Roosevelt and Watertown on the Howard Field YouTube channel, KLRN Sports Replay, and the NFHS Network. Welcome back to Howard Wood Field in this presentation of the 2019 South Dakota High School Football Playoffs on the Howard Wood Field YouTube channel, KLRN Sports Replay, and the NFHS Network. My name is Brent Bowen, and I am joined tonight by Riley Tufts. We are members of the Roosevelt High School Sports Broadcast Team, and you can watch this anytime on the Howard Wood Field YouTube channel. Tonight's broadcast is being produced by Matt May. Our camera operators are Mark Johnson, Jeff Little, and Riley Ross. You have met the starting lineups for both teams. It's time for the coin toss. We'll turn it over to referee Derek Omi at midfield.
So welcome to Howard Wood Field. The Roosevelt Rough Riders have won the toss and deferred. So Watertown will receive the football first here in this first playoff game of the 2019 AAA high school playoffs.
As Watertown, these teams played just a couple weeks ago. Watertown got up 10-0, and Roosevelt Southern got them a little pumped up a little bit, down 10-0, but they bounced back very well and won that game very easily. And we'll see if Watertown can just keep it going after they game into the playoffs with a win or go home game against Aberdeen, where they won in double overtime at home. Now you got to face the best team in the state, and to be the best, you got to beat the best. So
Yeah, it's going to be a very exciting game. Very exciting playoffs, just all around. But if you're Roosevelt, you got to be excited. If you're Watertown, sure, you were 2-7, but at least you made the playoffs, and you got a chance. So, Roosevelt, they got a really good team all around. So we'll see how they do in this game. But as you look at the records, Roosevelt coming in here at 8-1, Watertown at 2-7. So definitely a record difference, but it's postseason. Anything can happen. So here we go. Number 89 for Roosevelt is going to kick this off. And it'll be the first kick of the 2019 playoffs. All the excitement, and we are underway. As the Watertown man fields at about the 20, he's going to run to his left, and he's tackled at about the 26-yard line. And that is where Watertown will start on offense.
yeah, we saw Brandon Smith get out to a big start with a touchdown pass against Roosevelt, and this is a good Roosevelt secondary, but it's just a passing game's going to have to get going. If you got a team that likes to run the ball, it's going to be tough going against Roosevelt because they have a great front seven.
So it looks like Brandon Smith is the quarterback under center here for Watertown. So Smith is going to catch it about the 20 for the snap, and it's a incomplete pass intended for number 2 up the middle of the field, and it'll be 2nd and 10. As the first drive here, we want to announce that the broadcast of this playoff game has been authorized by a special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the South Dakota High School Activities Association. So 2nd down and 10 here for Watertown after their first pass was an incomplete throw.
Yeah, they're going to beat this by throwing the football. If they can attack downfield, they have a
pass.
chance.
He's rolling to his right. He's got a little bit of pressure, but he's going to throw this deep. And it is caught at about the 30-yard line and brought down at about the 27. And a great pickup for Watertown. And this is what they did the last time they faced Roosevelt. They got off to a strong start.
Yeah, Max Roble there takes advantage of his size over Joey Hughes. Looks like he had about a 5-inch difference and just leaped up and just caught it over him almost.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad coverage. Hughes is just not as tall.
And that was a great catch. So big play right off the bat for Watertown.
And this is field goal range for Watertown too, because they've got such a great kicker in Kate Rumpsa, only a junior.
So Brandon Smith here on first down. He'll hand it off, and a number 25 will roll to his left, but he's not going to gain a whole lot there. Maybe picked up a yard, but that was it. So there's that Roosevelt run defense that has been so good this season.
And this is exactly what Watertown does. They just get out fast. We've seen that in most of their games this year. At least, I mean, they got up 10-0 on Roosevelt. They got up 14-0 on Harrisburg, 10-0, actually 13-0, 10 or 13-0 on Washington. But it's just finishing has been the problem.
And if you're Washington, you gotta try to keep your lead when you get off to a nice start. We'll see if they can do that. As second down and 10, he's gonna throw to his left, and it is intercepted. Picked off by Roosevelt. He's at the 25, at the 30, at the 40. He's still going. Cutting back to the middle of the field. He's gonna go.
Oh, it's a block in the back right there on Hughes. And that's gonna...
What would have been a pick six is gonna be called back due to a penalty.
Would have been a 96-yard pick six. That's those satisfying pick sixes where he just keeps going reversing field. But Joey Hughes blocking the back at about the 15 is gonna cost us
even
pick
even
six
with the penalty, it's still gonna be huge for Roosevelt. I mean, that is huge.
Wow, we just kept weaving in and out of traffic.
So it wasn't a block in the back, but it was a legal blindside block. So, but still, Roosevelt's gonna. I mean, this is a complete momentum shifter. I mean, you look. I mean, Watertown was down there inside the 30, about ready to score, and then you get the interception that goes all the way back.
And you know, Tucker Large might be a little upset at his teammate there. That was really not a necessary block that Joey Hughes had there.
So Brady fakes the handoff. He's throwing deep, and he's got a man, and it's a touchdown for Roosevelt. Number 2. Michael Paulson and the Rough Riders strike first.
Yeah, that's what Roosevelt can do right there when you got an athletic receiver like Michael Paulson. Just throw it up to him and he'll likely catch it. And it looked like Watertown was going to put up points on the board first. The long interception, and things have completely changed. And Roosevelt's up 7-0 early this time.
So the extra point here by number 25.
We saw good signs last week from Benny Yellowbird, and he makes his first PAT today.
He's got it. So Roosevelt has a 7-0 cushion here early with 10:05 to go in the first quarter. So instead of taking a break here, we want to announce that the Sub-State Football Class 11 AAA, their championship is going to be Friday, November 15th at 7 o'clock Central Time. That's p.m. on SDPB television. Sponsored by Dakota Bank and South Dakota Corn. So we will take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Unrivaled agility and SDN's managed cybersecurity services help Hank connect and serve all of his office locations with ease. Up your IT game with SDN's reliable broadband network. Enjoy the uptime.
So welcome back to Howard Wood Field. 10:05 to go here in the opening quarter. Roosevelt quickly strikes after the interception. That was a pick six, but it got called back due to a penalty, and Watertown feels that at about the 23. He's going to have a decent return to about the 30. So Watertown will try it again.
Yeah, Brandon Smith, he's got to get that ball up. He just completely underthrew that and just gave Tucker Large a gift right there.
Yeah, if you're Watertown, you just got to forget about that last drive and try to do what you did before the interception.
It's going to be tough going up against the stout defense.
And really, they just had that one big play on that drive, but we'll see what they can do here. Brandon Smith again, the Watertown quarterback. So 1st and 10. And it is a handoff up the middle to the running back, and he is not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. He's going to lose at least a yard.
And you got this the defense is still pretty young too. You got some seniors definitely that you'll miss next year, but you got some junior cornerbacks, you got safeties, a couple safeties. Actually, Moon and Miller are both seniors, and the line, so their defense will be hurt more though than their offense, I think. Other than Danabrain, most of their offense.
2nd and 11 and an incomplete pass, a high throw intended for number 4. For Watertown. That's Dawson Schmidt on the intended target. And it'll quickly be a 3rd and 11 now for Watertown.
Yeah, you got to avoid these 3rd and long situations with just this really good defense. You got to make sure that you can at least make it. The longest you'd prefer or like for a 3rd down to be is probably 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6. You just can't afford to get down into 3rd and 11. That's just trouble.
All right, so 3rd and 11. And he's going to throw it deep. It's a wobbly pass, and this is incomplete. Thought he might have had an interception there for a moment, but bad throw. That'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, Halloween night football, not a big crowd here at all. The left 2 sections of us are completely empty with maybe 5 combined people in these 2 sections. Watertown, as you can expect there, because it's a Thursday night, traveling a couple hours. But even Roosevelt's crowd, it's pretty bare tonight.
Watertown goes 3 and out. A low snap, almost blocked, but he got the punt away, and it's going to take a Watertown bounce, a really nice bounce too, as that ball will go to about the 23.5-yard line. So that is where Roosevelt will set up shop on offense.
47-yard punt there by Cade Rumsa.
So Roosevelt here will have the ball 1st and 10 with 9 minutes to go here in the first quarter. So, I mean, Watertown hasn't seen the ball very much so far in this game. It's mainly been Roosevelt.
They've only ran 1 play, too.
That's the crazy part. And Brady throws to his left and incomplete, intended for number 17.
And a little behind receiver there, Presley Johnson.
And so that'll bring up a 2nd down. So we'll see if they'll start to run the football now, to maybe set up the pass. And it's a handoff up the middle, and he's got breathing room. He's got a big hole, and he's got a 1st down and more. About the 38. A nice pickup there, about 13 yards, 13, 14. And they go no huddle. It's another handoff up the middle, and he picks up a few yards to across the 40 to about the 43. And it is about a 5-yard gain or so. Again, Roosevelt going no huddle here. So 2nd and 5. It's another handoff up the middle. He's got a big hole across the 40 down to the 35. And a big run by number 20. That is
Tyree
Nave. So nice pickup. Now deep into Watertown territory, and they're on the edge of potential field goal range. We'll see, but as a handoff up the middle again, he's going to get to about the 31-yard line.
They just keep going with Tyree Nave. He's just been unstoppable.
Yeah, and I was wondering about that, if they were going to start running the football more, and it looks like they have, and now it's 2nd down and 6. They're from the 31. It's another handoff up the middle. This time, though, Watertown finally stops the running back.
Maybe a little fatigue there. He seemed like he was kind of a little tired after almost running the whole field.
Yeah, I mean, what was that, like 5 straight plays around there? That was, so let's see. So 3rd and 6 for Roosevelt now. You got under 7.5 to go here in the first. And do you think they would go for it here, or would they kick a field goal?
Oh, they'd go for it, definitely, yeah.
I think the field goal range, the max would probably be from the 25 as a pass. Oh my goodness, it's tipped and caught. Unbelievable. Tipped and caught it and brought down at about the 15.
2 bizarre plays in 5 minutes.
Wow. 17-yard pickup on the tip catch. It was through the hands of one receiver and into the hands of another for Roosevelt. And is a quick throw to the right to Feldkamp, and he's going to gain a few yards.
Yeah, Roosevelt's just
He's going to pick up about 4 to 5 yards there.
Roosevelt's just trying to pound down Watertown right away so you can pull your starters in the 3rd or 4th quarter and give them some rest heading into a couple of big games in a row.
So another handoff, and Nave not going anywhere. Maybe picked up a yard, but he's going to be stuffed at about the 9.
The rosters are also expanded, at least for Roosevelt. You got right at the beginning of the season, really all regular season, it was just Bennett, Dannenbrain, and Taylor Ashley, the freshmen on the rosters. But now you've probably got about 6, 7 more on the roster. Roosevelt usually does that. They usually dress, but they usually don't get in there even in blowouts.
So 3rd and 5, Brady's going to run to his left, and he is going to have a first down to about the 2.5, 3-yard line.
And that makes the Roosevelt offense even better when he can run the football. You just can't, because now if you try and force him out of the pocket, he'll be able to run a little bit. He won't just be trying to make a throw in the run.
Yeah, so good pick up there on a 3rd and 5, and they're at the 3 now. It'll be 1st and goal. And they're already up 7-0, so they're definitely in control of this game at this point. Motions Feldkamp to the right. It is going to be a fake handoff for the running back. Brady's going to try to fight his way in, but he's stuffed.
And we see some Lincoln players here in the stands and around the field right now kind of watching this game. Might not be Lincoln, but there's red jerseys, and they look like high schoolers, so we assume they'd be Lincoln, trying to scout out the game. Because they might play these Rough Riders in the championship game in a couple of weeks.
So it'll be 2nd and goal from the 1.
Probably just run the ball 3 more times.
And it is, yes, a handoff, and he easily gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Roosevelt. Tyree Nave on a 1-yard little run. And the Rough Riders extend their lead early. It's now 13-0.
Yeah, just a dominant drive. Nave was stuffed a little more towards the end of the drive, but...
And this is a dream start for Roosevelt. And not at all what you wanted if you're Watertown.
If you're trying to pull off a big upset like this, you just got to stay around for the first half or 3. That looked no good.
And it is through. So Roosevelt leads 14-0. And now we do want to go to an advertisement. So here's one that's titled Leaders We Can Depend On. So question, when you walk into the boardrooms of the most successful companies here in South Dakota, who do you meet? Answer, men and women who played high school sports. Education-based high school sports gives us more than athletes we can root for. They give us leaders we can depend on. Also, a question, so where will we find tomorrow's leaders? Answer, high school sports. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. So that's where those advertisements come from. As we're back to football now, as the Rough Riders here up by 2 touchdowns here with about a little past midway through the first quarter. But definitely Roosevelt with all the momentum here. I think it'll be interesting to see how Watertown responds after that.
Yeah, it's just, I would say just try and get the run going, but you really can't off this defense. And you've gave the ball a couple times, and they've got no gain and a loss of 1 yard.
So Watertown guy fields it at the 18. It's a good return to about the 35, maybe the 36. So very nice return by the Watertown returnman.
And the kicker brought him down. I guess the kicker's Vance Borchers, but Benny Yellowbird's a defensive back and a kicker. He's the place kicker, not the kickoff man.
So you wonder here for Watertown at this point if there's maybe a sense of urgency, maybe try to be more aggressive on offense.
Yeah, I would think so. They've tried to push the ball downfield, but they've had one big play, but then an incompletion, a ball way underthrown, and the interception, of course.
So 1st and 10. It's a throw. It's intercepted on the first throw. Number 9 with the interception.
9-9.
That is Adam Kusler.
Well,
And Roosevelt takes over. And wow, Roosevelt coming out just firing on all cylinders. Defensively, offensively, they are doing it all here early on.
yeah, now they got good field position at the 41-yard line. This one's got a chance to get ugly early.
Unfortunately,
False
we got there's a penalty marker. Tonight's referee is Derek Omi. All right, so
That shouldn't affect the Roosevelt offense, though, the way they've been chugging along this game.
So 1st and 10, Brady, a throw to his right. It's caught by number 2, that's Paulson, and he's got a first down and more to about the 25-yard line. So great throw, great catch, good yards after the catch there.
21 yards there. So it's, Roosevelt almost gaining into the red zone. It's Paulson, I don't know if
first
Brady's had
down.
an incomplete pass
And
yet.
it's a handoff up the middle, and he's going to gain a few yards. Gets to about the 21 or so yard line.
There's Teray, who's returning from a concussion, or a mild concussion, that he suffered in Rapid City, I believe. Sat out the final couple games.
So yeah, we'll see how they utilize him here in this game. You wouldn't think they would use him too much here.
Especially because, he's
Especially
still
since,
recovering.
yeah.
On
And
south
that
sides.
this time it might be against Watertown.
Oh, everybody throwing their flags.
I think it's going to be offsides against Watertown, but we'll see what the call is. Yep, so it's encroachment on Watertown.
I don't know what he just ran
And-
straight up the middle, and they
yeah.
haven't even snapped it yet.
So
Not
instead
even
of a
close to
2nd
it.
and 7, it's going to be a 2nd and 2. And Brady, he's going to throw up the middle to his left. It's caught wide open. Feldkamp
Good move.
cutting in field, and he's in.
Great move from Feldkamp there.
Wow.
Just kinda
Touchdown
just
Roosevelt.
planted
It's
his
20-0
foot,
in
went
the
other
blink of an
way.
eye here in the first quarter. If
Yeah,
you
just
missed
great
5
move.
minutes of this game, if you're a Watertown fan watching this, this is not what you wanted to see. Roosevelt
chance
is
to make it
pouring it
21-0.
on.
This is by far the lowest student section we've had all year. Roosevelt's had. At least
Extra
at home
point
games.
is good, increasing his fantasy value there. If you're a high school fantasy football player, extra point is good. 21-0 Roosevelt. Man, we will take a short break and we'll be right back. welcome back to Howard Wood Field here. 3:52 to go in the first quarter, and it's already 21-0 Riders here. As Watertown man fields it about the 20, and he's going to cut to the left. He's got some open room, and he's going to be tackled at about the 39-40 yard line.
That's been one positive for Watertown so far.
Yeah, they've been getting some nice kick returns.
But I think that's what Roosevelt wants. They want him to. They don't want to go back, kick it all the way back to the 10-yard line. Plus, it's cold too. Maybe Borchers doesn't want to kick it all the way back to the end zone. Maybe he can't in this cold weather. But also, you just not kick it back to the 10-yard line, 5-10-yard line, and give them their blockers a chance to pick up a block. But because Roosevelt knows that their defense is really good, that they can't allow special teams points.
As a handoff up the middle here, going to gain a couple yards.
I'm trying to think they have all year. I don't think anybody's had a kick return on them, unless they did in Aberdeen or Rapid City, the two games that I haven't seen from them this year. But I don't think Aberdeen, I think they shut them out. 45-7, but I highly doubt that it was a kick return that scored that touchdown.
So it'll be 2nd and 8 for Watertown.
Yeah, Watertown taking now they go. I don't think they've been in the I formation once. They've been in the pistol and the shotgun all game long.
And here we go, another pass. He's got some pressure. He throws deep to his right, and it is way overthrown. The Roosevelt defender couldn't even get to it. It's incomplete. It's going to bring up 3rd and 8 for Watertown.
Yeah, this is when you bring pressure right here for Roosevelt right now. 3rd down, make him get rid of the ball fast. Maybe he'll make another mistake. Just under 3 minutes. Roosevelt could possibly easily get this game up to 28-0 at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, if they can make a stop here. So 3rd down here. It's going to be another pass. He's going to throw deep to his left. It's a high wobbly throw again, and it's incomplete. Great coverage.
And it's not a pass interference because he turned around. He played the ball. There was a little hand, but both of them were kind of. I'll see the replay right here. Both of them were kind of grabbing each other. You can't call a flag on that.
No.
Good coverage.
I think even if he would have caught that, I don't think, well, he might have been in bounds, but it would have been close.
It's basically just like a game of 500 when somebody just throws it up and somebody has to jump up and get it. It's kind of what it was there.
I mean, from what we've seen out of the Watertown quarterback, it doesn't look like he has the greatest arm strength, so, I mean, that's probably why it looks quite a bit wobbly when he's throwing that deep, but...
almost touched
takes a good Watertown kick there, and it's going to roll to the 20-yard line. So Roosevelt will start there.
Yeah, 38-yard punt there by Watertown. He's got a couple good punts. The first one was 47 yards.
So, yeah, like you said, there's 2.5 minutes. Roosevelt could make this a 28-0 game here before the end of the first quarter.
Not really shut down Watertown. They're already kind of...
Yeah, I mean, I think if they get up 28-0 here after the first quarter, you would have to think that it would be pretty much over at that point. But we'll see what happens. Brady hands it off up the middle, and he's got a good hole, and he gets to about the 24, maybe the 25-yard line. Picks up about, we'll say, 5 yards.
Second down, and Roosevelt's still going a little no-huddle offense.
Yep.
They've done that almost all year now.
So here we go, 2nd and 5. Motions number 14 to the right. And it is going to be a pass up the middle. It's caught by Feldkamp, and he cuts back again. And he gets brought down at about the 34.
He does
First
that move
down.
a lot. Feldkamp, he does that move a lot. And that's the same move that he had the touchdown on.
Yeah, that was a good move. Move the chains. It's first down for Roosevelt. And again, they're got the up-tempo offense.
Both teams, Washington and Lincoln, starting to pull up into Howard Wood Field.
Brady looking left. He's going to throw deep to his left. He's got a wide-open man, and this is caught.
Nice catch there by Paulson on the
Great
sideline.
throw, great
The
catch.
replay.
And look at that replay. And he.
Oh, that's not a catch, but
I
they
don't know.
can't
Yeah,
review it.
Roosevelt's gonna try to get down there fast.
There's
I don't know
review,
if that's
though.
reviewable.
There's no reviews in high school football, but yeah, Paulson's left foot was out of bounds.
Yeah, so that was an incomplete pass, but they do call it a catch as he throws it to his right to Caden Jordan, and he's going to gain a few yards on the quick screen to the right. So yeah, going back to that catch, he looking at the replay looked fairly clear that he was out of bounds. His foot was on the white, so.
Nothing you can do about it in high school football, though. Once the officials make the call, it stands.
Yep. So.
Unless you can get them to come together, but really, no other official had a view to see if he could step out of bounds. It's just that one official's judgment call.
So 2nd and 7 after the quick screen, and he hands it off up the middle, and maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. He might have lost a half a yard.
It's 3rd down now, and this is really probably the first 3rd and long that Roosevelt has kind of faced all year.
Yeah, so lost a yard on the play. They're at the 32, and you got to think they're out of field goal range at this point. I would say if they get a first down, though, then they most likely are in the kicker's range. So 3rd and 8, Brady has a little bit of pressure. He's going to roll to his left, and he's going to try to tuck and run, and he is going to be short of a first down.
They'll go for this, though. It's about 3 yards away, and they'll go for this. They'll probably
Brady on the keeper gains a few yards, but they're going to be short of the first down. It'll be 4th and about 3.
If
so
they
pick up a 5.
If the clock does start running, they'll probably just take this in the quarter, but it doesn't look like it is. So, but yeah, they'll definitely go for this though. 4th and 3. I think it'll be a run pass option here to the right side for Brady Dannenbreen because you got Phil Camp and Paulson over there. It's a run.
That's it. It's going to be a run.
Got
and
it.
Number 20, he's got it. First down to about the 22. So there you go. Roosevelt.
Was it? Oh, his knee might have touched down.
So my mistake. Let's take a look at the replay if we can. Here's the first quarter winds down. We want to.
Yeah, so his knee must have touched down.
And the clock actually stops with 8 seconds to go in the first quarter. So Watertown's going to get one more play here, and this will be the last play of the first quarter. And it's going to be a handoff up the middle, and he's actually got some running room. Gets to about the 35, so a nice little run there to end the first quarter. Pickup of 6 to about 7 yards, and that will conclude the first quarter. As we do want to do another advertisement. This one is called No Debate About It. The debate about sports specialization by high school athletes continues. Some argue that high school athletes who play one sport all year long have a better chance of landing a lucrative pro contract, but that's simply not true. In fact, 30 of the 32 first-round picks in last year's NFL draft played more than one sport in high school. Of the 32 players drafted, 22 also participated in high school track and field, 19 also played basketball, and some also played baseball and lacrosse. What's the path to success for high school athletes here in South Dakota, no matter what their goals might be? Study hard, always do your best, and if you can, play more than one sport in high school. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. Here we go, as we start the second quarter now for Watertown on offense. They were able to make a good stop defensively. We thought he got the first down, but he appeared to the refs to be short, so maybe it makes up for that no catch call, possibly. So 2nd down and 3 for Watertown here, excuse me, and it is going to be a quarterback keeper up the left side, and so number 9, that's Brandon Smith. Picks up a few yards, but
that's what Watertown wants to get every time. They can get a 3rd and 1 every time. They could very easily score.
Yeah, so 3rd and 1 now for Watertown.
Watertown taking a long time to get a play call here. Might have to burn a timeout. Only
We'll
5
see.
seconds left.
Yeah, there's 5 seconds. They got to get going. It looks like they're not going to try to burn a timeout. And they do get it off in time. It's a handoff up the middle, and he gets across the 40 to about the 40.5-yard line. As we look at some first quarter stats, Tyree Nave for Roosevelt, the running back, had 10 carries for 49 yards in that touchdown. Dannenbring in that first quarter went 8 for 9 for 136 passing yards and 2 touchdown throws. Michael Paulson was the leading receiver with 4 catches for 103 yards and a touchdown. And looks like Feldkamp had 3 catches for 30 yards and a touchdown. And then receiving, Max Robel had that long catch for Watertown for 46 yards. So as we get back to game here, a throw deep to the middle is incomplete, intended for number 4 for Watertown. That is Dawson Schmidt on the receiving end of that attempt. The intended target. 2nd and 10 now for Watertown here. And so looking back, Watertown had a couple of nice kicks from Jacob Van Dusseldorp. Had 2 punts for 85 yards, so averaging 42.5 yards per punt. I mean, that's pretty solid for high school ball. As now it's a handoff up the middle to number 25, and he's going to get to about the 45.
Awesome.
So 5-yard pickup
on this drive. This is by far Watertown's best drive of the game so far. Got a first down.
Yeah, slow and methodical. We'll see.
This is probably what they wanted to do all game, just kind of slow on Roosevelt's defense.
Yeah, I wonder if this is the pace that they want to play. That's kind of their style. And it looks like a quick throw to the left on a slant, and it's incomplete. Good coverage by Tucker Large. There is a late flag, though.
Whoa.
That might be pass interference. We will see what it is.
I don't see anything wrong with that. I think Joey Hughes just sticks his hand.
Oh, it could be maybe, yeah, it could be like tripping or clipping, possibly. Oh, so there's actually no penalty on that. So, yeah, they threw the late flag, but there's no penalty after all. So it is going to be 4th down and 5, and you got to wonder if you're Watertown at this point, do you go for it? Because, I mean, it's already 21-0, and they're pretty much at midfield, and it looks like they are going to go for it.
I wouldn't even play deep if I were Tucker Large, and it looks like they're going to send him back in. If they do decide to pooch on it, fine, whatever.
Yeah, so this is a big play. They're at the 45-yard line, not of Roosevelt, but they're on their own 45. It's 4th down and 5.
1 second on the play clock.
And they just barely get it off. He throws it to his left, a very high throw and incomplete. And Roosevelt takes over. He did have his receiver a little bit open, but he just threw it way over his head, and so Roosevelt takes over. That was a big play defensively for Roosevelt. That gives Roosevelt the football back now in Watertown territory. So short field position now. It's Brady. It's going to be a throw. He's looking right. He throws it right. He's got an open man, but it's a little bit of a high throw. Feldkamp through his hands. Incomplete.
Feldkamp thinks he should have caught that. It was a little high, but if you talk to Feldkamp about that, he'll say that he should have caught that ball.
Yeah, I mean, if Feldkamp was maybe 6'2", 6'3", it would have been a catch, but oh well. 2nd down and 10 now.
It's strange that there's 0 timeouts left for both teams. I think just
that's interesting. I think there's something going on at the scoreboard. Some technical difficulties. Nave, a big run, and he is gone. Gone into the end zone for the Rough Riders.
45 yards from Tyree Nave there. You could just tell right after he hit that hole that no way Watertown was going to catch him.
And the Rough Riders pouring it on. It's 27-0. Take a look at the replay. Well, Well, there's that. Yeah, there was that interception, but there was the run right there to Nave right up the middle. That was just a beautiful run. Had a big hole, and Tyree Nave with a big 45-yarder there. So the extra point now for Roosevelt is through. So 28-0 now. All Roosevelt in this game. 9:30 to go in the second. Already 28-0. We'll take a short break, and we'll be right back.
Powerful and playful. Delicate and precise. Bold and carefree. It's the way you move, and it moves us. To deliver care for your whole family. To provide options beyond the expected. To help you leave pain in the past and find your way forward. Orthopedics and sports medicine at Sanford Health. Health lives here.
Welcome back to Hardwood Field. Rough Riders up 28-0 now, and it's just don't really know what else to say other than it's been all Roosevelt. Watertown has just struggled, and I mean, you look at the record, and that's probably why they're struggling. They just being outmatched. They're just being outmatched by Roosevelt as a decent return. But Watertown is not going to get the best field position. They're going to get about the 15 or around the 15. We'll call it the 17. Marks it at about the 17 and a half.
Still a lot of time, but it's just not looking good so far.
Yeah.
And it'll be.
I mean, they're already down this big. It's going to be hard for a 2-7 football team to come back at this point. But we have, it's not over until the last second ticks off the scoreboard. So
that's a good game.
Yeah. Good handoff though. He's got a first down. So that's a positive if you're Watertown. Number 25 there on the carry. Gets to about the 34-yard line. 16-yard pickup. So good run.
And I think it will be a decent game next game between Washington and Lincoln. We'll see if Washington can play a good game. Don't rule them out of that game against Lincoln. It's going to be tough definitely, but don't rule them out of that game quite yet because they've still got enough talent to hang with the Patriots.
Yeah, there's a handoff there up the middle. He picks up about a yard. It'll be second down here. Ball placed at the 35.
And I think the best and biggest game of the day will be O'Gorman and Harrisburg.
Oh, yeah.
The 4-5 matchup. It's usually the two most even teams.
And he's a quarterback keeper, and he's not going to gain a whole lot, maybe a yard.
Roosevelt defense is stifling this offense.
They're stout, and
they've had a couple big plays.
They've been doing it all year pretty much.
On the first drive, they had that Max Roble play, and they had that just Brett Fossum 16-yard gain or whatever, and it's about all what they've got this game.
It's going to be a 3rd and long for Watertown. Has definitely taken their sweet time here to figure out a play.
You got 7 seconds.
Yeah, it's going to be a throw deep to his right, and it is tipped and incomplete.
Another flag.
Oh, there's a flag. And that's going to be pass interference, it appears. Let's take a look at the replay.
Can we go to replay? Yep. Thank you.
All right, so here's the replay.
Again, I don't really see a whole lot there. I mean,
he was in front of him, but at the same time,
I think he's kind of.
yeah.
That's a tough. I think that's a little tough to call pass interference right there. It was a little. There was a little kind of grabbing, but Large was turned around and.
I mean, we've definitely seen worse pass interference calls there, but
Yeah.
either way, it is going to be first down for Watertown, and at the end of the day,
I just think it's kind of tough for that side judge kind of to see it over there. I mean, he definitely has one of the better views.
yeah. High snap, quarterback keeper, and he's going to get gobbled up by that Roosevelt defense, and he's going to lose yards. Going to lose about a yard.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you could see there, I mean, he wasn't going anywhere. I mean, there was 3 to 4 Roosevelt guys right there to tackle him when he was kind of just standing there, but got 7 minutes and counting now left in the second quarter. Second and 10, or second and 11 for Watertown at midfield. And it's going to be a throw. He's looking left, and it's a pass to the left, almost intercepted, but caught by number 2, and it was just high enough that the Watertown receiver made the catch there. Good. That was a good throw. I mean, just barely got it off, just barely above the Roosevelt defender's arm. And so now it'll be a third and very manageable.
Well, this will be 4th down territory right here.
Yeah, for sure.
Even if he takes a sack right here, you're on Roosevelt side of the field.
Yeah.
You got to try and score here.
No, yeah, this is definitely 4 down territory, and they're at the Roosevelt 43. So here we go. He rolls to his right. He's got all day. He's going to tuck this, and he is going to be short of a first down.
Oh, he's fighting.
However, he does fight. He is fighting. He did fight for it.
Oh,
and
he
he's
might
gonna
have
be
marked
close.
a little short. That's a great fight though.
Yeah, no.
He broke tackles from Adam Kusler.
Yeah.
Adam
Yeah,
Kusler
look at
and
the
Brandon
replay.
Danbury.
He actually fought pretty hard for this. It is going to be 4th and inches, but you look at this effort. It was a great effort by number 9, Brandon Smith.
Kusler and Danbury he got away from.
So it'll be 4th and inches for Watertown.
That was going to be tough to get this first down. If you're Roosevelt here, you can't give him a sneak here. You got to make him hand off the football or throw the ball. Don't just give him a little sneak right up the middle, and I think that's what Roosevelt's going to do.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see what Watertown calls here. Are they going to do maybe an RPO possibly to a running back?
Or call a timeout.
And Watertown is going to think about this. So we're going to take a timeout. While we take a timeout, let's go to this. So this is, again, another advertisement. This one is called Isn't It Amazing? Isn't it amazing the sacrifice, the dedication, the grit? They really set an example, don't they? No question, today's high school athletes are truly special. Not the athletes, the officials. Today's student athletes are truly special, but there is something pretty great about the men and women who officiate their games too. Like the way they're giving back to their communities. Officiating is a great way to stay in shape, meet new people, and stay connected to the game you love. But the biggest reason of all, we need more qualified high school officials here in South Dakota, and without them, the rest of us would have a whole lot less to cheer about. High school games need officials. High school sports need you. Interested in becoming a licensed high school official, go to highschoolofficials.com to learn more and begin the application process. So back to football now. Watertown.
That's
at the 40, at about 39.5. It's 4th and inches. They're going to hand it off. He's got a first down.
Yeah,
at about the 38-yard line.
I thought that was a little interesting there that they didn't go in the I formation. They went in the pistol formation on 4th down and an inch. But it's another first down for Watertown. They've just improved on every drive, it seems like.
Yep. So first down, fresh set of downs for Watertown. You got to like it if you're on offense. And now it's a quarterback keeper, and he actually picks up a couple yards after that. There's a late flag. That could be unnecessary roughness or a late hit possibly on the Roosevelt defense, but we'll see what the call is. It appeared maybe it was a hit on the quarterback, but
there's been a lot of flanks in this first half so far. It's been
there has.
Especially compared to the last Roosevelt and Washington game. There's maybe 2 flags the whole game.
So they called face mask against Roosevelt. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty.
Face mask would be 15-yard penalty.
He did say 5-yard penalty though,
So
so.
it could have been a hold or incidental face mask.
Oh, okay. So it's an incidental face mask. That's what the call was.
Usually a face mask is 15 yards.
Yeah. Maybe they didn't think it was on purpose, or maybe. But first
That's not
down
going
here,
Anywhere.
or no, 2nd and 3.
Third down
Or,
should
I
be
don't-
4 down territory. Well, we think it'll be 4th down territory.
Yeah.
A field goal does nothing right now at this point.
Hands it off up the middle there, and now it's ball's at the 31-yard line. It's gonna be 3rd and 3.
Yeah, Washington, they've had a long, methodical drive so far. They're trying to get everything going, and they're just trying to keep Roosevelt's offense and their defense off the field at this point, too.
Oh, he's got pressure. Showing blitz, deep throw to the right. It's another underthrow this time.
Nope.
He did not get a foot in.
That's a good job by Tucker Large.
It was a good catch, but great coverage. And looking at the replay here, it was clear evidence that he did not catch that inbounds, but it's still a good catch. But it was close, but he
that left
was-
foot might have tapped down. Well, that's a good job by Tucker Large, though, to kind of push him out of bounds so he
Yeah.
can't get a foot down.
Yeah, it was a good catch. It was close, but I think the officials made the right call there. So it'll be 4th and 3, and they're going to be going for it as they're outside of field goal range.
The play clock's running down, though.
Yeah, they got to
Got
get it
one.
off here, and they
Barely
do
get it
barely.
off.
And number 9, he's going to throw it, and it's
Oh.
caught. Wow, first down, Watertown. Number 14 on the catch, or excuse me, number 4 on the catch. Dawson Schmidt on the catch there, moved the chains for Watertown. So a nice throw by Brandon Smith, the Watertown quarterback. High snap again, and it's a handoff up the middle. And he's going to maybe get back to the line, but that's it. So no gain on the play. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 for Watertown. As they are slowly driving down the field, they've had a couple of calls go their way, a couple of penalty flags. They had the pass interference and then the face mask call. So it's 2nd and 10 now. As he throws it up the middle, and it is incomplete. High throw. Intended for number 4 again. He's been their number 1 target, Dawson Schmidt.
Now it's another 3rd and long, which Watertown's actually done a good job avoiding. There's a drive, and now you got one here, and it's still 4th down territory, so you have 2 downs to get it. So I'd think I wouldn't think they'd try and shoot for it all. If there's a man open, they're obviously going to shoot for it all, but let's just pick up a little chunk here. And Playcock's running down again.
Yeah.
In the 3, 2.
Yeah, they've used
1.
a lot of time on this drive as he's getting pressure, and it's a screen, running back screen, and he's got about 8 or 9 yards.
I'll go for
We'll
this
call it a
easily.
gain of 9. He's going to be short. It is going to be 4th and 1.
This kind of reminds me of the Rapid City Central drive against Lincoln. They were just Lincoln was just up huge. Actually, no, it might have been. It was Washington. Never mind. It was Washington. Washington was up huge. Rapid City Central went on like an 8-minute drive to end the 2nd quarter, and it's almost been that way. Watertown took over with about 9 minutes left, and there's only 2.
So it's officially a gain of 8. It's 4th and 2, so another 4th down for Watertown. And it's going to be it wasn't going to be a screen, but it's incomplete. And Roosevelt takes over. It was a attempted screen to the left, and it got tipped at the line. So, good stop by Roosevelt.
And Roosevelt can easily go down and score with 3 timeouts and 2 minutes left.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're going to be aggressive and try and score here to get up another score. And unfortunately
you
for
gotta-
Watertown, Roosevelt does get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, I mean, you got a 2-minute drill now, so we'll see how this goes. So Brady, there you have it at the 16. Brady's going to throw it deep to his right, and it is incomplete, nearly caught by number 19, Caden Jordan on the intended
It was also
catch.
almost intercepted by Braxton Reifenberger off the tip.
Yeah, it was
It was
close.
It was clear that it hit the ground, but it was almost.
Yeah, so it'll be second down now.
2 minutes left in the half, 2-minute drill here for Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Maybe practice that a little bit in case you need to do that in the
Yep.
next couple of games. Practice a
As
little
Brady
2-minute drill.
looking to his right, he is trying to throw right. He
He's got
will,
man.
and he's got a wide open number 2. That's Michael Paulson.
Get out of bounds.
And he tries to get out of bounds,
does, looks
and he
like.
does. So
Or
nice play.
Or
Good
maybe he'll
catch, good
stop
throw.
the chains temporarily to move them. And right there, Reifenberger, he made him fall down to the ground. Just a great move from Paulson.
Yep, so stops the clock with 1:47 to go here in this first half. All Roosevelt in this game.
10 seconds left on the play clock, and you don't want to burn your timeout when the clock is stopped. If you're going to use your timeout, it's got to be when it's running. Gotta go.
And that is going to be a delay of game.
No timeout. They got it off barely.
Oh, they did, okay.
That's what you don't want when you're Roosevelt in a 2-minute drill. You want to.
Yeah, burn a timeout on
You
a
don't want to
late.
burn a timeout. You don't want to burn a timeout, especially when the clock is stopped.
So we're going to take the timeout break. We're going to use it here for this special announcement. So again, we want to announce that the Class 11 AAA high school football championship game is going to be Friday, November 15th at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time on the South Dakota Public Broadcasting Television, sponsored by Dakota Bank and South Dakota Corn, which will be at the SDSU football stadium up in Brookings. So
That's
very
nice
exciting.
Place. Dykehouse, nice place to watch a game.
It is going to be a cold one, though, as
just
you
sold
can
out
see the
for everybody.
principal for Roosevelt, Mr. Tim Hazlett, is down there now watching the football game.
And we just saw Dykehouse Stadium's first sellout crowd last weekend when the North Dakota State Bison came to town, college game day came to town. It was a fun day at Brookings, to say the least. Something Brookings hasn't seen ever.
So fresh set of downs after that pass for Brady, and he's going to tuck and run. He's got open real estate, and he gets to about the 49-yard line.
It's not a first down, so the clock's going to run.
Yep, he's going to be just short, but still
Oh, no,
nice,
move the
nice
chains.
run. And no, they actually, yeah, okay, so they're going to give him a first down
Looked like
at
the
the
marking was a little
49-yard
short.
line.
Oh, the clock's not going to stop, though.
So fresh set of downs for Roosevelt. Clock is ticking, under 1.5 to go. Brady's going to throw to his left, and a nice throw to Feldkamp across the 45 to about the 43. And they're going to
Go.
continue to go no huddle
Oh,
here.
here's the timeout, yep.
And yep, they're going to burn it. No, they're not. Okay, so look like they might have called the timeout, but they will not burn a timeout here. So you got 1 minute to go now. So Brady now. He's going to throw it across the middle, and it is caught by Feldkamp. And makes a
Wow.
couple of cut moves deep into Watertown territory now, inside the 20, inside the 15. And look at the replay. So great throw, good catch, and wow, yeah, that was a great throw.
Threads the needle,
Yep.
great moves.
Good moves by Feldkamp, getting inside the 15 down to the 14. So first down for Roosevelt now. They got 40 seconds now and counting as they want a touchdown as Brady looks to his left, and he's going to throw it in the end zone, and it's caught. Into the end zone is Michael Paulson for the touchdown catch. And a great throw by Brady. What a drive by Roosevelt.
Yeah, just after the long Watertown drive for their offense, after sitting out for 8 minutes or so, just to come out and just have firepower like that. It's
Roosevelt
job.
is pouring it on. It's 34-0 now with 32 seconds to go until halftime. And this is just not at all what you want if you're Watertown. Just not what they wanted. And here's the extra point. It is through. So
Got
he,
Bennett
man, what?
Yellowbird.
Props to the kicker. He's made 5 PATs in this first half.
He's
so.
been incredible. He was great last week too. He made a field goal, all of his extra points, and today he's made all 5 of that's 11 kicks in a row, and possibly more from the last game or two.
So 35-0 Roosevelt, and we will do one more of these announcements here before halftime. So this one is called Purpose, Love for the Game, Help Others. Why do teenagers play high school sports? My reason why is a sense of purpose. My reason why is love for the game. My reason why is to inspire others. One reason student athletes seldom mention is to get an athletic scholarship. They know that only 2% of all high school athletes are awarded a sports scholarship, and most of those are worth far less than the cost of tuition. So why do they play? My reason why is commitment. My reason why is friendship, a sense of purpose, love for the game, to help others, friendship. There are lots of great reasons to play high school sports and to participate in other high school activities like cheerleading, debate, and music. Tell us your reason using the hashtag #MyReasonWhy. This message presented by the NFHS and the South Dakota High School Activities Association. Here is the kickoff here before halftime. And he's going to return it to about the 19-yard line. And that is where Watertown will start. They have 27 seconds. They got 2 timeouts. Most likely going to be taking a knee or just running the football.
I would take a knee, just not risk throwing an interception and letting Roosevelt score again before halftime. Or maybe take one shot downfield, and if it doesn't work,
then that's what I would do. I think I would take one shot. I mean, you got nothing to lose at this point. It's 35-0. I mean,
if it was a 14-0 game, you maybe just take a knee, but 5 scores. They're just gonna run.
They're just gonna run it. So.
And they'll just take it into the locker room, I'd assume.
So you got to remember, Roosevelt gets the ball to start the second half too. That's another reason why I thought maybe they would take a shot down the field. I mean, you're down 35-0 already, and you don't get the ball. So, but Watertown elects to just run the football, and that is going to do it for the first half. So it has been all Roosevelt, 35-0. Not much else to say about it. So we will send you to the halftime break. We will be back in 15 or so minutes. Stay with us here on the YouTube channel of the Howard Woodfield YouTube channel. Also, if you're watching, the soccer team won state this year as well as golf, so the soccer team will be announced here. So if you're sticking with us, you'll be watching that. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back in about 15 minutes. So stay tuned. You're watching the Roosevelt Rough Riders and the Washington Watertown Arrows, on YouTube. Howardwood Field. Welcome back to Howardwood Field. This presentation of the 2019 South Dakota High School Football Playoffs on the Howardwood Field YouTube channel, KLRN Sports Replay, and the NFHS Network. My name is Riley Tufts, of course. I'm joined by Brent Bowen. So we are members of the Roosevelt Sports Broadcast team. Tonight's broadcast is being produced by Matt May. Our camera operators are Mark Johnson, Jeff Little, and Riley Ross. And so again, you can watch this game anytime on the Howardwood Field YouTube channel. And we want to announce that the broadcast of this playoff game has been authorized by special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the South Dakota High School Activities Association. So looking at the first half, it was all Roosevelt, 35-0. Not much to say. It's just been all Roosevelt, all of the momentum on Roosevelt's side, and understandably so. They're 8-1 coming into this game, and Watertown at a measly 2-7. So we look at some of the first half stats here. Of course, 35-0. Passing yards total, Roosevelt had 210. Watertown had 68. Time of possession. What's interesting about this is Watertown had 14.5 minutes of possession time. Roosevelt only had 4 minutes and 45 seconds. That is very, very, very interesting. I think that proves how good Roosevelt's defense really is. That's pretty incredible stat, really. And you look at the rushing. We'll start with Watertown. Brett Fossum had 12 carries for 40 yards. And then you look at the passing game for Watertown. Brandon Smith went 4 for 17 for 68 yards and 2 picks. Receiving, Max Robel had that big 46-yard reception. And then you look at Roosevelt's side of things. Brady Danbring, the quarterback, went 12 for 15 for 210 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. Very, very impressive numbers there. And then Tyree Nave had 11 carries for 94 yards and 2 touchdown rushes, averaging 8.5 yards per carry in that first half. Very, very good. And then Michael Paulson had 6 catches for 140 yards for 2 touchdowns. Tyler Feldkamp had 5 catches for 67 yards and a touchdown. So Roosevelt's getting the football here. And, maybe Watertown can make a stop here and maybe try to get their way back into this as a bobbled attempt at the catch, and he's brought down at about the 11. A nice tackle there by Watertown. So Roosevelt's going to get it at about the 11. Here as we start the second half. And Brent, what are your expectations for the second half as we get ready for it?
Well, I expect Watertown to at least fight a little bit. It's their last game. And then for Roosevelt to just try and keep pounding early, get the starters out of the game, and hopefully by the fourth quarter for Roosevelt, not risk injuries.
So
it was a good start.
Good start defensively for Watertown there to kick off the second half. Number 63 there on the nice tackle. Loses a couple yards there on that run. And it'll be about 2nd and 13. And Roosevelt wants to put this game away and put in some of their backup players. And Brady throws this to the left. It's caught by Feldkamp. He's got a little bit of a lane and tries to cut up field, but he'll be stopped at about, looks like about the 15. So picked up about 6. So here we go. 3rd and 7 for Roosevelt. So motions Feldkamp to the right. So 2 on each side. And he's going to look to Feldkamp. He's wide open. And he's got easily a first down and more. He's crossed the 30 to about the 32. So, wow, Feldkamp is wide open there.
Yeah, good I'd like to see him maybe protect the ball a little bit more. He was kind of just held wide. You can see on the replay, he was kind of just grabbing it by his hand, not in his arm. Maybe that could definitely be better. You can't. That would just be a silly mistake. It'd make you look silly if you lost that ball. And I'd like to see Brady Dannenbrand take a shot here. You got one-on-one on the bottom of your screen with Michael Paulson.
So 1st and 10 here. Brady.
Oh, yeah, wide open.
He's got a wide open running lane. Look at this. He's across the 40, across the 45 to about the 46. And a great tuck and run for Brady. It's a 1st down.
He hit Paulson wide open on a double move. Brady still got good yards, though, on the run, but that would have been a touchdown if you would have saw that.
Yeah, must not have saw him, but still a good quarterback run, and it'll be it'll be a fresh set of downs for Roosevelt. 1st down and 10 now for Brady. No running backs in the backfield as Brady will throw us to the left, caught by Feldkamp, and he's cutting upfield. He's dangerous. He's across the 40. He's across the 35. And brought down at about the 32.5-yard line. And a very nice chunk of yards there for Roosevelt. As we look at the replay, great moves by Feldkamp. And ball is going to be placed at the 33-yard line now for Roosevelt, deep into Watertown territory now.
Trick or treat, you're starting to come out on Halloween night.
Yeah.
5 o'clock.
Yeah, happy Halloween, everyone. As a handoff up the middle to Nave, going to gain about a yard, but that's it. So yeah, hopefully everyone's tuning into this game before they go out and trick or treat, but who knows?
Yeah, Roosevelt, it's a good drive so far, 33 yards, and they haven't gone as much of a no huddle as they did in the first half, but just a nice little drive is all what they're asking for at this point. Up 35-0.
Yep, so 2nd and 10. And he's going to flip it to his right, and Nave has a wide open lane. However, a nice tackle by Watertown keeps him short of the 1st down marker. So nice flip by Brady, tossing it to his right.
Now it's 3rd down and short, which is what Roosevelt thrives in, because you can throw the ball, run the ball, and they'll go for it on 4th down here. They're at that spot. It always seems that they've got that 4th down between the 25 and 30-yard line. That's happened a lot this year.
I would think this is just on the edge of field goal range for Roosevelt, but here we go, a handoff to Feldkamp, and he's on the left side. He's got running room, and he's got a 1st down to about the 20-yard line. So a good run, and that moves the sticks for Roosevelt as they are driving yet again. Good drive by Roosevelt. And they're definitely just managing this game exactly how they want to.
It's been over a 3-minute drive for Roosevelt so far.
So it's going to be a handoff to Feldkamp up the middle. How about that as a running back? And he's inside the 10-yard line now. Gets to about the 8.5-yard line.
We saw Feldkamp play some running back against O'Gorman when Tyree and A was out, and they were trying to find some answers as they tried Teray, and that didn't really work. But Teray then the next week really turned it on against Rapid City Stevens. And Feldkamp just didn't really seem comfortable back there, it seems like. But it could be a way to work him in the offense possibly still. But he's had a great night.
So 1st and goal from the 8. Brady looking to his right. He flips to his right to Nave, and he's going to gain a couple of yards, possibly. About 1 to 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and goal from about the 6-7-yard line.
And if you're Watertown, you just want to show some fight here in the seniors' last game of their careers, possibly their football careers. Just want to go out on at least a little high note. It's hard to go on a high note when you're down 35-0, but just have fun in the second half. Make your last half your best half.
Very true words there as Brady takes us up the middle, gets to about the 5. So picks up a couple more. And it'll be a third down at about 5.
I think they'd probably kick a field goal here with Yellowbird, and this is from the 1 or 2 yard line. I think they'd want to get him some field goal attempts possibly, because he hasn't had many of those this year. And if it's 4th and goal from the 1 or 2, they'll probably go for it. But if they throw an incomplete pass here, I think they'd probably try and give Yellowbird a try at 3.
So under 7 to go in the third quarter now. As a handoff to Nave, and he is fighting for his way, and he's into the end zone. And the Rough Riders have put up over 40 in this game already, and we are not even halfway through this third quarter. And just I mean, there's not really much else to say other than that was just a great drive by Roosevelt offensively.
Yeah, it took up a lot of time, which is what you want if you would play in a state championship game. Is just if it's a close game. In a close game, that's only a possession away from being a tie game. A 5-minute drive would be a 5-minute drive with a touchdown. So the best drive you can have.
Props to the kicker for Roosevelt. 6 extra points in this game. Very impressive.
Yeah, it's just a 5-minute drive just kills a team. You're up possession to make it 2 after 5 minutes.
So Roosevelt up 42-0, and we want to make a couple more announcements. Again, if you're just joining us, we want to announce that the Class 11 AAA Football Championship here for the high school ball will be Friday, November 15th at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time on the South Dakota Public Broadcasting Television, sponsored by Dakota Bank.
Unrivaled agility.
That championship game will be held at SDSU Stadium in Brookings.
Hank connect and serve
And now,
all of his office locations.
here's another clip here. So this one is another advertisement. This one is called Purpose, Love for the Game, Help Others. So, why do teenagers play high school sports? My reason why is a sense of purpose. Oh, okay. Hold on a second. I believe I read this one already. Let's see. Okay, let's read this one. This one's called "This is Sportsmanship." This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message is presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. So, wanted to read that off as we were required to do that. Here's the kickoff for Watertown. It gets to about the 31-yard line. So Watertown will get decent field position. There was 6:47 to go in the third quarter. And so Brandon Smith, Watertown's quarterback, we've seen a couple of good throws, but he's struggled, no question about it, against the Roosevelt defense that has been so tough this season. As he's going to attempt the pass here, he's going to throw it deep to his left. He does have a man. It's caught by number 4. Wow, great throw. Well, it was mainly the defender fell on that. He got tripped up and fell, but good catch by number 4 of Watertown. So that is Dustin Schmidt on the catch. So move the chains quickly, and that is, if you're Watertown, that's a good way to, start your drive in the second half. So quickly now inside Roosevelt territory at the 37, first down, another throw. He's going to throw to his left, or to his right, excuse me. It's incomplete, intended for number 12. So
that's kind of the second big play that Watertown's had today. They had the first or second play of the game, but they had a long play from the 30 to 30-yard line about. And there they have another big play. Those 2 passes are kind of saving Brandon Smith's stat line right now. At halftime, he had only 68 yards passing, which included the 46-yard catch. So that's 22 yards if you take away that catch. And then it's probably up to about 100 now. So he struggled tonight.
There we go. And it's a decent run to about the 31, and a half yard line. Picks up about 5, maybe 6 on the carry, as we're now under 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. So yeah, I mean, if you're Watertown, I mean, you just want to get points on the board. I mean, you're scoreless here deep into the third quarter now. They got to at least get something on the board.
They haven't been shut out so far this year. They were held to 3 points at home against Lincoln, but they have not been shut out this year.
So 3rd and 5, it is going to be a handoff, and he's not going anywhere. Roosevelt's stout defense does it again. And he's going to lose at least a yard, if not 2. And obviously 4 down territory here.
At some time, maybe if Watertown's in field goal range, they might just kick it just to not get shut out.
I would say at this point, though, it looks like they're a bit out of the range, but if they get close enough, they might have to just take the 3 if they can convert here. But 4th down and 7 for Watertown at the 34 of Roosevelt. It's going to be a pass, and he's going to look deep. He's going to throw deep across the middle, and he's dropped. Incomplete. Looked like he might have caught it. A little banged up on the play, but let's take a look at the replay. It looked like he had it, but
no,
incomplete.
Right there at the end, it kind of fell through his hands.
And just the struggles continue for Watertown, and that pretty much does it. I would say any hope Watertown had pretty much diminished completely after that. So I guess if you're Watertown, you just got to look forward to next year. And
Roosevelt's starting to bring in some sophomores. Michael Paulson, you see trotting off the field there.
Yeah, for Roosevelt, you just got to keep the clock moving, and it's going to be a handoff up the middle to, looks like Teray is going to get a couple, or is going to lose a couple yards. Maybe picked up a yard, but maybe forward progress might give him a yard. But it looks like they lost a yard.
This might be Brady Dandenbright's last drive of the game, too. It was 4.5 minutes up, 42-0.
Yeah. Jabe Kesko is one of those players that he's a junior coming in now. That's kind of the first backup players that we've noticed now coming in. As Brady throws to a wide open number 13 for Roosevelt. That is Ryan Berglund with the catch. And picks up about 7 to 8 yards. It'll be 3rd and 3.
And Brady Dandenbright's coming off during the middle of the drive.
Wow, middle of the drive, he's coming out. Wow.
That's interesting.
So who is quarterbacking? Number 7 is going to come in. Talon Ashley is the backup.
That's interesting. You don't see that too much.
Yeah, that's
usually
pretty
you give them
often,
the end of the drive.
But I guess they don't want to risk injury. It's Brady, their top dollar quarterback. And it's a handoff there. And he is going to be short of the first down. So Roosevelt will be punting.
Maybe not. The offense is still out there right now.
Hmm.
I would think they'd punt this away, but
maybe, yeah.
No,
you would think they'd
look
punt
like
it. Yeah, they're going to punt it. Yeah, I think they got to show a little bit of respect, I suppose, but
maybe in a close 1-2 score game, they'd probably go for this.
Yeah, but I mean, it's 42-0. Yeah, I think you don't want to assault to injury at this point. So Roosevelt will punt. This is actually their first punt of the day, I believe.
Yeah.
And
it's a good punt, too.
Yeah, it's a good punt, and he downs it at about the 16-yard line. And we will take a short break, and we will be right back. Yeah, that's fine. Back to Howardwood Field here, 1st and 10. And it's a handoff to about the 20-yard line. Picks up a few yards for Watertown.
It looks like Brandon Smith is still in the game right now.
Yeah. I mean, why not? I mean,
he is a senior.
Yeah,
so.
he is a senior. Might want to just finish it out with him. We'll let him finish his career out like in this game. And as a handoff to number 24, and he's got a hole. How about this? He's across the 35, 40, and out of bounds across the 40. So great great run there. Brought down at about the 43-yard line, looks like. So good run there for Watertown. Something to look forward to there. I mean, that's a plus. So first down for Watertown. Under 2 minutes now in the third quarter. And he motions number 2, and he's going to get it. He roll out to the right, and he is going to maybe get back to the line. It looks like he might have lost a yard. So
looks like the Kusler twins are no longer in right now, or Brandon Dannebrink.
Yeah.
Brandon Dannebrink is in there, but Kusler twins are not.
Yeah. So clock is winding down. Almost a minute left in the third quarter. Oh, wow, good escape there to avoid that sack, and that pass is nearly picked off by number 5. He's already got one pick that nearly went for 6.
To get up.
And they might want to rest him. Yeah, that's not very good. Let's hope he's okay.
Yeah, they'll probably Large will probably sit the rest of the game just to make sure he can't get any more injured. Yeah, it looks like he came down a little hard there. No, it's 3rd and long.
Yep, 3rd and 11. Yeah, I mean, injuries are a part of this sport, and
behind Stevenson.
Yeah, that was not the best throws, but he was under pressure. So it'll be 4th and 11, and what is Watertown gonna do?
I think they'd punt it away all the way back at their own.
Looks like they're
42.
not though. Looks
no,
like they're going for
like
it. This is interesting. They are across the 40 though, so. But they got to get to the 47 of Roosevelt, so.
Yeah, got a long ways.
Yeah, they do. 4th and 11. Under
Maybe
a minute
wait.
to go in the third quarter.
They don't look hurried at all, so it looks like they're just going to call a timeout maybe.
Yeah. Well, they might. They might try to get it off. They got 2 seconds. 1, they barely get it off. So here we go. He's going to throw it deep to his right, and a high throw way out of bounds, and that
caught by the cameraman down there on the sideline.
Is going to do it.
Well, not the cameraman, but somebody over there. One-handed with his left arm. Nice catch.
Yeah, it was.
Might be a coach for Roosevelt. Looks like it 'cause he's got a headset on, no camera. Still impressive. We caught it with one hand.
Yeah.
With the spotty
The
too.
backup quarterback here will come in now.
And Taylor Nashley in the second string will come back in.
Well, let's hope Tucker Large will be okay for next week, as Roosevelt will likely need
Need a bigger
him.
challenge, yep.
And flip to Teray, and he's inside the 40-yard line now. It's a good little carry there.
I'm still interested.
And it looks like there's a Watertown man down. It appears to be number...
I couldn't really tell.
Yeah, he's trying to get up in his own power. Number 17 for Watertown, Peyton Johnston, as he's able to walk off the field in his own power. So good news there.
I'd like to see Talon actually throw the ball. He hasn't made a pass attempt yet, at least that I've seen. I mean, he might have in Rapid City or Aberdeen, but in the home games he's had here, he hasn't made a passing attempt yet. And now the play clock, Roosevelt could take it to the end of the quarter if they'd want to. I think they will run a play, though.
Yep. Well, I mean, you look at the play clock, they might try to run this all the way down.
Yeah, I think they don't look...
I think they are.
They don't look ready to snap at all. Offensive linemen are standing up.
So, yeah, they're just going to take this down to the end of the third quarter. However, the official... Yeah, they're just going to let this run out. So, third quarter has concluded. So, at the end of the third quarter, Riders are up 42-0. We want to make another announcement here. This one is called Close to the Game. And here's another advertisement that we got to do. Again, it's called Close to the Game. I loved playing high school sports. I love the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, and the pageantry. And I wanted to keep playing, but I graduated. No colleges called, and neither did the pros. So to stay close to the game I decided to become a high school official, referee. When I played high school sports, I learned the importance of integrity, good sportsmanship, and respect for the rules. Now as a high school official, I get to help model these same values to others. Maybe the colleagues and the pros didn't call, but the kids in South Dakota did, and now I'm enjoying the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, and the crowds, and all the pageantry of high school sports all over again. Interested in becoming a licensed high school official? Go to highschoolofficials.com to learn more and begin the application process. So, start of the fourth quarter now, as Ashley on a quarterback keeper is going to get across the 35, across the 30, across the 25, across the 20, and how about that? The backup quarterback into the end zone. How about that? Talon Ashley with his first rushing touchdown. I believe that's the first rushing touchdown of his career.
He had one against these Arrows a couple weeks ago.
First, maybe second, but still, congrats there. The backup quarterback getting it done with his legs. He looked like a running back almost. So the extra point now is through. How about that? 7 for 7 on extra points for Roosevelt. And it's 49-0. Again, one more time, we want to announce, if you're just maybe joining us or still don't know, the state championship this season will be up at SDSU Stadium in Brookings for the Class 11 AAA football championship. It's going to be Friday, November 15th at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time on SDPB, South Dakota Public Broadcasting Television, which is sponsored by Dakota Bank and South Dakota Corn. So definitely want to tune into that, as that will be a great game. Whoever it is, most likely Roosevelt, we think, but it is the postseason. Anything can happen. So as the Riders here up 49-0 at this point, again, just looking to run out these last 12 minutes and get a W for the Riders. So. But if you're Watertown, definitely got to be looking forward to next year. You just got to look ahead to next year and forget about this season. Although props to them, they do have a couple of victories this season. So
Bennett Danburn to kick off that.
So a decent kick to about the 15, and the Watertown man is going to return it. And he returns it to about the 29-yard line. And so I will send the play-by-play over to Brent Bowen. So he will do play-by-play.
11:45, fourth quarter, 49-0. We'll see what Watertown decides to do here. It's just Roosevelt sending in. Yeah, they're probably resting out everybody now. And we'll get some third-quarter stats here. Brett Fossum has 14 carries for 43 yards. Kale Stevenson has 2 carries for 26 yards. This is for Watertown. And Brandon Smith is only 5 for 23 for 100 yards and a couple of interceptions. Dawson Schmidt is Max Robel is the leading receiver with his 1 catch for 46 yards. Smith is still in the game. He rolls to his right, says a prayer, and it is incomplete.
Good
Tucker
coverage.
Wolf on the coverage, yeah. He was definitely, Max Robel had almost a foot on him.
Look at the
and
replay.
Still good coverage.
Yeah, just a desperation throw. And it was just really good coverage.
Dan Brain only had 3 incompletions and 16 for 19 for 261 yards and 3 touchdowns. And only 51 of those yards came in the second half. And Nave had hit the 100-yard mark on the ground with 3 touchdowns on 16 attempts. Paulson and Feldkamp both had big days in the air. Paulson had 140 yards and 6 catches for a pair of touchdowns. Feldkamp had 110 yards on 8 catches for 1 touchdown. And it's about it. And Brandon Smith takes a snap, hands it off at the middle to Fossum, and Fossum's hit right away in the backfield for a loss of 3, and it sets up a 3rd and 13 for Watertown. I wouldn't think they'd go 4-down territory here all the way back at their 27-yard line.
No, I think they've conceded the game by now. I mean, at this point, they just want to get it over with. Down by 7 touchdowns with 11 minutes left. Just not Washington, or not Watertown's year. So.
And it's 3rd down and long for Brandon Smith. Smith play action, looks deep, throws deep. He's looking for Schmidt, and he makes the catch.
Wow,
And he's gonna
what
go
a
to the sideline. He
catch.
might score.
How about that?
And
wow.
Watertown is on the board, so Watertown will not get shut out for the first time this year. And he just, Dawson Schmidt just outsized Tucker Wolf there. Tucker Wolf
Great
showing some
throw, great catch.
Tucker
How about
Wolf.
this? Very good throw.
73 yards.
Wow,
Tucker Wolf
great catch.
showing some sportsmanship there after the play. A great play, and Watertown is on the board. It's 49-6 in the 4th quarter.
That looked good.
So extra point now
point's
is
good.
through. And Watertown is on the board. Congratulations. It's 49-7. So nice job.
And now Roosevelt will get the ball back, and we'll see what the offense can do now. And we'll have another advertisement from the SDHS
Powerful
Network.
and playful.
What do basketball, choir,
Delicate
drama club, and
and
marching band all
precise.
have in common?
Bold
They are all high school
and
activities
carefree.
that offer learning opportunities
It's
not
the way you
necessarily
move.
found in classroom.
And it moves
They
us.
take up just
to
a
deliver
fraction of
care
a
for your
typical
whole
South
family,
Dakota high school's
to provide
budget, and they
options
go a long
beyond
way
the
to give young
expected,
people the tools they need to
help
thrive.
you leave pain in the
High
past.
school activities,
and
they are
find
more
your
than
way forward.
extracurricular. They are extra
Orthopedics
important
and
too.
sports
This
medicine
message
at
presented by
Sanford
the
Health.
South Dakota High School Activities
Health
Association
lives here.
and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. So back to the game now. It is 49-7 with 10:49 left after the 73-yard touchdown from Brandon Smith to Dawson Schmidt that put Watertown on the board in the 4th quarter. Rumsub's boot is fielded by Roosevelt at about the 12-yard line. Down to the other side is Jordan Kinzer. Jordan Kinzer down the sideline, past midfield.
great return.
Jordan Kinzer all the way down, still going inside the 40-yard line. The speedy sophomore.
Yeah, that was a great
Returns
return
it to
inside the
38.
40 now of Roosevelt. As take a look at the replay. Yeah, just a great return there by number 43. That is
Nice.
Jordan Kinzer on the return. A very nice return. So Roosevelt will.
And it's fun to watch the first string. Oh, there's a flag back at about the 40.
Oh,
It's going to be a holder blocking the
shoot.
back.
There goes that return. Still a good return though.
It's nice to see all the starters cheer on the sophomores when they're done, and it's given over to the young guys. It's fun to see them cheer them on. And it's 1st down and 10 for Taylor Ashley, who had a rush touchdown his last drive. He will start the drive in the gun, takes a snap, hands it off the middle to Dan Mamotic. Mamotic gets about a yard.
Yeah,
and
we saw him a
second
few
and
times
9.
a couple weeks ago.
Mamotic was possibly going to start at running back, as Tyree Nave and Joe Teray both had concussions a couple weeks ago. Tyree Nabel was able to play, though, because his was less severe. But Joe Torre was not going to be dressed, so Amadik did get a few snaps that game as running back. Taylor Ashley to the left in an option. He's going to keep it, stay on his feet, cut back towards the sideline, and he's going to be close to a first down if not got it.
He's looking more like a running back or a receiver than a quarterback.
Yeah, it looks like Roosevelt's going to be going back to the Carter Lower option like they were a few years ago before Brady Dannenbrink came in. And it'll be about 3rd and 2 for Roosevelt from their own 35-yard line. As we're just about to hit the 10-minute mark in this final quarter. We still got one more game, the Sioux Falls Lincoln Patriots and the Sioux Falls Washington Warriors. The option, the flip towards the right, and it'll be first down for the freshman running back, Nelson Wright. And Roosevelt will move the sticks, first down.
Yeah, that was a good flip by Ashley. Does that count as a pass?
No, it's a run.
Okay,
if he shits, if it's a shovel, excuse me, if it's a pass. If it's a flip on the option, then yeah, it's a run. Or if it's just a receiver comes and he just kind of tosses it forward. So basically, if you just toss anything forward, it's a pass. Ashley looks left, throws left, and it's a little behind Berglund. So that's his
first pass attempt
that we've seen. It's his first pass attempt. It's incomplete going for Ryan Berglund. And it's 2nd and 10 for the Rough Riders. And Roosevelt, 9.5 minutes left, up by 6 touchdowns. On a cold Halloween night here at Howard Wood Field, final day of October. And we'll be back with some November football next week. 2nd and 10, 5 seconds to snap. Ashley, it's going to be a false start.
Yep, false start.
It's a false start on Roosevelt. Oh, push it back to a 2nd and 15 for the Rough Riders. 2nd and 15. It says 3rd and 15, but Ashley in the gun, 2 receivers who's right and left. Ryan Berglund in motion, takes the snap, hands it off to Berglund to the left. Berglund cuts back, takes a hit.
Big hit.
Gains
But
about a yard.
The man who made the big hit is actually hurt on the play. That was interesting.
Right,
so number 2, looks like, of Watertown. That is Mason Lloyd, banged up on that play. And he's a senior, too, which is interesting. So this is his last game. That might have been his last snap. And that is not a fun way to end your high school career with an injury like on the last game.
3rd down and long for Roosevelt from their own 35. Nelson Wright in the game in the backfield. Ashley, with 10 seconds left, takes the snap, hands it off, and it'll go for a big loss. Loss of 4 there, and Roosevelt will be forced to punt.
Good defensive stop there by Watertown.
Well, Watertown is winning the 4th quarter, 7-0.
Yeah, it's definitely a plus for Watertown. And
Lance Borchers on the punt. I'm very surprised to see Aaron Kuesler in the game right now.
Give all respect to Watertown, but I don't think a whole lot of people expected Watertown to win this game. I think Roosevelt was heavily favored, and it's just tough for Watertown, and you can't really look too deep.
Kick.
You can't really look too deep into this game, but
short punt from Borchers goes out of bounds at the 40. That's a 30-yard punt, short punt there. And Watertown will get decently good field position at their own 40-yard line. With 7:53 left to go, we got, if you just tuned in, we got state championship November 15th at 7 o'clock. And it's sponsored by Dakota Bank and South Dakota Corn. And the likely matchup would be Roosevelt-Lincoln, 2 in-city rivals. But we'll have to see. Roosevelt should still get a test with Harrisburg or O'Gorman. Lincoln should still get a test. Oh, confusion there at the line of scrimmage, but eventually hands it off for a yard. And Lincoln will still get probably Brandon Valley, who is known for being a good postseason team. So that could be an interesting one. And even tonight, Lincoln's game isn't a given. They should win, you'd think, but you never know, honestly. With two in-city rivals, you just never know. And it's 2nd down and 9 after the confusion. Brandon Smith is still in the game at quarterback. 7 minutes, 15 seconds left to go in the final quarter. 49-7 Roosevelt. Brandon Smith takes the snap, hands it off again to Cale Stevenson. He fights for about 7.
Yeah, good little handoff there by
Maybe
number 24.
3rd and 2.
That is
For the Rough
Cale
Riders.
Stevenson on the handoff there. So yeah, as we
Play
look
clock
at,
running down. 5 seconds.
to look
remaining.
ahead, now would probably be a good time to look at the brackets for this state playoff.
And just 4 matchups.
You look at
8
it,
teams make playoffs.
you got Lincoln and Washington. Lincoln is the 2 seed, Washington is the 7 seed. So Roosevelt is going to advance here. They are going to play the winner of O'Gorman and Harrisburg. O'Gorman is the home team, as they are the 4th seed, Harrisburg the 5th seed. That game will be at 6 o'clock.
Just about to start.
Yep, so that game is about to start at McEney Field at O'Gorman. And then you got Brandon Valley and Brandon scoring, or Brandon Valley and Rapid City Stevens scoring off in Brandon at 6 p.m. as well.
So most of these games are just getting ready to start.
Yeah, a couple of the games are about 4 to 5 minutes away from kickoff. So
2nd and 2 for Watertown. They're starting to push the ball down the field a little bit up to 35. Just under 6 minutes to go. Up the middle to Cale Stevenson again. Stevenson's inside the 25 to about the 22.
A couple of nice runs there for Stevenson coming in here as a late backup. So yeah, it'll be again, Roosevelt is going to play the winner of O'Gorman Harrisburg. It's going to be one of those two teams they're going to have to face, and neither of those opponents I don't think are going to be that easy. I don't think they're not going to be as easy as this was.
Yeah, Roosevelt barely edged Harrisburg on their homecoming by 2 points. So
Yeah, we got a penalty
25.
marker.
And then they lost to O'Gorman, which has definitely shocked everybody. But O'Gorman's kind of had Roosevelt's number lately, especially last year where they blew out Roosevelt here on Roosevelt's homecoming, 35 or 36-0. So Roosevelt will definitely be looking to just try and hammer O'Gorman next week.
Yep.
Or Harrisburg, whoever they play. And looks like penalties on Watertown.
So holding against Watertown.
So it'll be 1st and 21 for Watertown from the Roosevelt 34. So Watertown will likely end the season at 2-8 after beating Aberdeen to get in the playoffs. It's probably their top moment of the season. Smith takes the snap, looks right, a screen pass to Schmidt. Dawson Schmidt breaks a tackle down the sideline.
Good.
Dawson Schmidt with a good game.
Good play. It was a good throw.
So Watertown gets a great chunk of that back. It'll be second and about 4 or 17 yards there. And Brandon Smith and Watertown will hurry up to the line a little bit. Just under 5 minutes to go. In quarter number 4 of this first round playoff game. Brandon Smith takes the snap, keeps it. Left. Tries to get to the edge. Cuts back inside the 5. Good gain for Brandon Smith.
Yeah.
And it'll be 1st and goal for Watertown, who's looking to score for the second time this quarter.
Yeah, that'd be nice for him to finish out his high school career with a touchdown. That would be pretty awesome for him. Probably a moment he won't forget for the rest of his life if he's able to get a touchdown.
4:25 left to go. It's 1st and goal, Watertown from the 5. That's up to Stevenson.
So it'll be Stevenson. So Cale
Watertown-
Stevenson with the touchdown run there.
14 unanswered points for the Arrows, and it's 13 unanswered. The PAT,
Yep.
it should be 14.
So props to Watertown there. Good, very nice drive.
Yeah, if you look at the second half, it's all even, 14-14. But
And
it's
now
just,
if
there's
you're
the first half in football
if
too.
you're Watertown, do you go for an onside kick?
No, maybe, but
Yeah, I mean if you're down by 35 with a little over 4 minutes, you're gonna need to recover quite a few onside kicks. As extra point there was good. At least the official, yeah, there it goes on the scoreboard. So, yeah, 49-14.
and now Roosevelt will get the ball back. Probably just run the ball 7-8 times. Roosevelt student section is bared out, that's for sure. There's about 5 rows down there. There's about, maybe 9-10 at the start of the game. It's a cold night. It's a school night. That shouldn't really affect this early, but it's not even 6 o'clock yet. Just turned 6 o'clock, actually, as I said that. But, yeah, it's cold. It's cold. It was 18 degrees, 17, 18 degrees this morning. But it did warm up to about 40 this afternoon. Not too windy out here. So I'd say what we've had for the past few days, this isn't too horrible. As Watertown will kick off to Roosevelt. And Roosevelt will prepare for the Knights or the Tigers next week.
Yeah,
We'll be keeping an eye on
yeah,
that
they'll
game.
definitely be keeping an eye on that game. I wonder if they'll be watching it.
There's Jordan Kinzer again on the kickoff. Can't get far this time.
Awkward tackle. He got tackled kind of awkwardly there on the return, but
And Javon DeVille is going to come into the game at quarterback, it looks like.
for Roosevelt,
Yep, no.
number
18.
looks like 18. Yep, Javon DeVille. Yep.
And it's first down and 10 for Roosevelt. DeVille gives it up the middle. A good game.
Good run.
For about 9-10 yards. Close to a first down for Roosevelt. So is Dan Mamotic.
Yeah.
And
And now number 26 checks in at running back. That is
now
Brody.
Bennett Dannenbring's going to come in. So DeVille goes in for one play. And
Oh,
Bennett,
yeah.
So this will be the 4th different
Wow.
quarterback Roosevelt
So
has
number
used today.
45 at quarterback
Brady's
now.
little brother.
Yeah, Bennett Dannenberg. Yep. Number 26 checks in at running back. That is Brody Erickson.
The middle, Dannenbring keeps. Yeah, they're subbing in a lot right now. Roosevelt is just trying
Yeah.
to get everybody in as
Some
much
reps,
as possible.
Maybe gain a
Not
and
Javon
this is
DeVille.
nice too. I mean they're
Not
gaining a
Javon
little bit
DeVille.
of playoff experience too. That's kind of the, if you're Roosevelt, that's what you want. You know, you want to see some of those backups in a playoff game, no matter what the score is.
And now Javon DeVille checks back into the game at quarterback. He'll keep it, run left. I'll have a first. No, excuse me, they already had the first down.
Yeah.
They'll gain about 2 yards. And it'll be 2nd and 8. And Dan Mamotic checks back into the game at running back. And Bennett Dannenbring's going to come back in at quarterback.
A lot of changes at quarterback, but yeah, it's good. It's going to be interesting when Brady Dannenbring leaves. Who's going to take over? Who's going to be the
My bet
new
would be
quarterback?
Taylor Ashley right now, but we'll see. Bennett Dannenbring keeps. Maybe got a half a yard, and it'll set up about a 3rd and 8. And will Javon DeVille check back in? Looks like it.
Yeah.
Right. There's currently no quarterback on the field right now. Huh, no, DeVille's coming back on. But the 6th, 7th change in a row. There's 2 minutes left to go.
I think they're just going to
3rd
keep
and 8.
going back and forth.
And a handoff to Brody Erickson, who's going to have the
Nice
first
run.
down.
To
And now
about the
Roosevelt will take
45.
a few knees. So we'll do an advertisement, mid-game advertisement, before, as Roosevelt takes a few knees. And leadership you can believe in. Leadership, or looking for future leaders we can trust and believe in. look no further than the high school student athletes right here in South Dakota. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It begins by making their grades and being on time for practice. It includes learning to listen, follow directions, accepting responsibility, and being a good role model. It's about respect for officials, opponents, the rules, and each other. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us
How about
hope for the
that? Hold on a
future.
second. Watertown has just recovered a fumble. So nice fumble recovery, good defensive stop.
So high school sports, there's so much more than just a game. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. So I was thinking about waiting to see if we saw a position change to do this advertisement. But then Brody Erickson ran for the first down, so I figured, oh, I might as well just do it now when a fumble happens. So, yeah, but 129 left. Maybe Watertown will probably be aggressive here. Try and score 21 unanswered to end their season. 1.5 minutes left. Hand off up the middle, and that will go for about no gain. So that was Mackie Young on the carry. And it is 2nd down and 10 for Watertown. They don't seem like to be in too much of a hurry at this point. I think
So
Brandon Smith.
Roosevelt is going to advance.
Brandon Smith is done. Looks like Ben Beery is in the game at quarterback. Beery keeps it to the right. And he's got a first down past midfield. And Watertown might hurry up a little bit. Roosevelt going to try and get some last-minute subs. And 40 seconds left to go. Watertown starting to pull the seniors for the final time. 35 seconds left. Beery and the Arrows in no hurry. 30 seconds left to go. Beery takes the snap, hands it off, and that'll be about lost about a yard, Mac Young. And that will probably be the final play of the game. Oh, yeah, fumble. So a fumble. Covered by the Roosevelt defense, and
There it is. Time to celebrate for Roosevelt.
And
They're going to move on.
and that's unfortunate for Watertown to end their final offensive snap was a fumble.
Wow.
But Roosevelt will need it, looks like, with Javon DeVille.
So Roosevelt will improve to 9-1 on the regular season and playoff record.
And so DeVille looks like he will take a knee to end this game. And he will. And that'll take it to an end. And with tonight's win, top-seeded Sioux Falls Roosevelt advances to the semifinal round of the Class 11 AAA playoffs against the winner of the O'Gorman and Harrisburg game, which is just underway now. The Rough Riders are 9-1 overall. With tonight's loss, Watertown finishes the 2019 season with a 2-8 overall record. Once again, Sioux Falls Roosevelt defeats Watertown 49-14. This activity was brought to you by this station, its advertisers, and the member schools of the South Dakota High School Activities Association. No rebroadcast in whole or in part may be made without the written permission of the South Dakota High School Activities Association. For Riley Tufts, producer Matt May, camera operators Mark Johnson, Jeff Little, and Riley Ross, I'm Brent Bowen. Thank you for watching this broadcast of the 2019 high school football playoffs on the Harvard Field YouTube channel, KLRN Sports Replay, in the NFHS network. Stay tuned for tonight's second game between the second seed Sioux Falls Lincoln Patriots and the 7th seed Sioux Falls Washington Warriors. Once again, the final score, Sioux Falls Roosevelt 49, Watertown 14. And we'll be back in about an hour, 45 minutes for the second game.